What is going on, New England Patriots fans? We're about 1 week away from the NFL draft. And in today's episode, we're going to do a full 7-round mock draft for the New England Patriots. Are they going to trade out of 4? Are they going to take a wide receiver and an offensive lineman? We'll have to find out how the board plays out to us. Let's get into the 7-round mock draft for your New England Patriots. All right, Patriots fans, before we get started, we're only 38 subscribers away from 15,000. So if you want some more NFL content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And you got to hit that like button, right? Okay, here's how the board played out for us. Cam Ward goes 1, Travis Hunter goes 2, and then Shedeur Sanders goes number 3 overall to the Giants. Now, at number 4, Abdul Carter is on the board. I know the defensive line is not in bad shape at all whatsoever with bringing in Milton Williams, but if we take a look at the way the outside linebacker situation is for us in this 3-4 defense led by Mike Vrabel, Keon White is penciled in at the outside linebacker position now, but I think he's better suited to play on the D line opposite of Milton Williams, right? Actually, he's even a little bit bigger than Milton Williams. I think he's a little bit too slow to play outside linebacker in my opinion. So that's why I'm going to go Abdul Carter at number 4. The dude is just an absolute freak. You can put him in the middle. You can put him at off-ball linebacker on the outside. Either way, he's going to get to the quarterback. 13 sacks, 10 hits, 43 freaking hurries. This dude is a monster. 6'3", 252 pounds. And he's only 21 and a half years of age. I think when it's all said and done, he might be the best player in this draft. And now, the Patriots are lucky and get him at number 4. There's no way they're passing up on Abdul Carter at 4. Okay, Patriots fans, now you're on the board here at pick 38 overall in the second round. We got a 2, a couple 3s, a 4, a 5, actually 2 5s, and then 2 7s. No 6th round pick. Okay, Omar Norman-Lott is really interesting. He's definitely rising up draft boards for sure, but I don't know if we really need a player like that right now. When I take a look at the Patriots, they could add another safety, maybe another cornerback opposite Christian Gonzalez. They did bring in Carlton Davis III. Pretty good year last year for sure. So, offensive line is a big area of concern. They did bring in Morgan Moses on a 3-year deal. That deal confuses me, in my opinion. Not my favorite deal out there. Ben Morrison's out there, but you know what, guys? I'm bringing a true number 1 X wide receiver. Guys, Jaden Higgins is my favorite wide receiver in this draft class. He's big. He's physical. He doesn't drop passes ever. I mean, he drops them once in a while, but 2.2% drop rate for a big X wide receiver is absolutely incredible. That contested catch rate is around 60%. And he's a beast. 6'4", 215. He's got a lot of A.J. Brown in him, in my opinion. And I think he is going to be an absolute freak show at the NFL level. So, Jaden Higgins goes to the Patriots in round 2. Now, here we are in round 3. Pick 69 overall. Offensive line is really interesting. Tate Ratledge on the board here. One of the better guards. He's better than any guard they have on this roster. It's going to be hard for me to pass up on Tate Ratledge, right? I do like the running backs in this class. Dylan Sampson's on the board. Damien Martinez, R.J. Harvey, Gideons. I do like Jarquez Hunter as well. But for me, I don't know if we could pass up on a guy like Tate Ratledge, in my opinion. He's a really, really good player, man. I'm going Tate Ratledge from Georgia with the 69th selection overall. Now, in the 3rd round, 8 picks later, pick 77 overall. Kevin Winston Jr. is on the board at this selection at 77. He definitely fell a little bit in this draft. I like Kevin Winston, man. He only played 2 games in 2024, but he was unbelievable. Probably one of the top 5 safeties in the country in 2023. So do you pass up on a talent like this? But the Patriots also need offensive line help. Jonah Savaiinaea, a true tackle from Arizona, really talented guy, 6'5", 336. Got true tackle size. Played left tackle and right tackle at his time, and even a little bit of right guard early in his career, right? I think he's got the size and the length to stay at tackle at 6'5", 336 pounds. They definitely need a tackle desperately. But man, Kevin Winston is extremely talented, but offensive line is more of a need. We got a really excellent guard at 69 overall. I want to continue to protect our quarterback in this draft, and I'm going to do it over and over and over and over again. Jonah Savaiinaea goes to the Patriots at 77 overall. Now, Patriots fans, were up 106 in the 4th round. Oladejo, the edge defender, is still on the board. That's an interesting play there. 6'3", 250, right? Really good player. I just don't know if he fits with all the players we already have. Savion Jones, Damien Martinez, the running back, could be very, very interesting for us here at 106 overall. Taking a look at who else is on the board, I don't really see any other players. I do like Noah Williams, but he's probably could be available for us a little later in the draft, right? So if we take a look, running back, wide receiver, offensive line, they're kind of the biggest needs for this team right now. The defense is not in bad shape. So we went 2 offensive linemen. We got our wide receiver. Now do we get a running back? Damien Martinez is far and away the best running back left on the board. He had a really good career at Miami. 1,000 yards this past season, over 6 yards per carry. I'm going to bring in Damien Martinez, the running back, here in the 4th round, 106 overall. Now, at 144 overall, Kyle Williams is still somehow on the board. He is too good of a player. One of Chris Sims' favorite wide receivers in this entire draft class. Drop rate under 7%, 1,200 yards at Washington State, 14 touchdowns. I'm bringing in another offensive weapon at 144 overall. Now, at 171 overall, here's where I want to look at safety. I want to look at some other positions of need. Safety is a position of need. We could use a nose tackle as well. And then, we got 2 offensive linemen. And, we're bringing in 2 wide receivers. I love it so far. I think the draft is going really well. Ty Robinson, 6'6", 310. Big boy. RJ Mickens from Clemson. Excellent career. 87.5 grade. Really interesting player. Forced incompletion rate at 24%. That's top of the class, guys. He's a really good player. He played all over the D-line, played in the box, played deep, played a little bit in the slot. Very versatile safety here. 6 foot, 210 pounds. He's definitely on my radar. Cameron Jackson, he's on the board too. 6'6", 342. But I think bringing in a nose tackle is more important. Cameron Jackson is that guy. I'm doing it. I think we could get a safety that's decent a little bit later in the draft. Cameron Jackson, I love that pick. So we got an edge defender. We got our nose tackle beefing up this front 7 for the Patriots. All right, now we have 2 picks. RJ Mickens is still on the board. I'm picking him. I'm not even going to think twice about it. 220 overall. That's an excellent pick. Now, 238 overall. Now, when you're drafting this late in the draft, you're just bringing in the best player available. Jalen Travis, pretty good player. Excellent pass block grade at 85.8. Not the best run blocker and gap grade guy. He's not super athletic. 6'7", 340. Pretty good size for a tackle, but not really an athletic guy. Zah Frazier from UTSA, the cornerback. This is a guy you take a flyer on late in the draft. A smaller school guy. Good measurables. Good length. 6'3", 185. In the 7th round. That's really interesting there. Just bringing in another young guy in this room at the cornerback position, I could definitely get into that for sure. Just taking a look at some other players here in the 7th round for us. Oronde Gadsden, the tight end. That could be a really interesting pick here. Really productive in college, 6'5", 236. If we take a look, Hunter Henry, I do like Hunter Henry. I think he's a really good player. 30 years old, he's still got a couple years left in his prime, so we don't really need to force a tight end pick here. Tim McKay from North Carolina State's on the board. Bringing in an off-ball linebacker is probably not a terrible idea, this late in the draft. So let's take a look at the linebacker situation here in the 7th round. Jalen Walker from Indiana is on the board. 6'1", 218. Definitely an undersized guy. Medrano from UCLA is on the board. 6'3", 230. Definitely better size. Medrano, man, pretty good player. 68 in 2023 grade. 71.7 grade. Good in coverage. He's pretty good everywhere. That missed tackle rate is glaring, though, at 26%. That's awful. Asante from Auburn's on the board. Not really. Burndahl from Stanford. Pretty good player. Missed tackle rate under 8%. That's what I really like. Not really a pass rushing guy. He's going to more defend the run and drop in coverage. And sometimes that's what you want out of an off-ball linebacker because you got the edges in that 3-4 scheme to get after the quarterback. I really like that he's got a great coverage grade at 72.6. What size is he? 6'1", 219. And then we got, for Burndahl, 6'1", 227. I do like his size. I'm going to go Bernadelle. Off-ball linebacker, I think. Greg Penn, another good player, 6'2", 234. I want to take a look. Missed tackle rate under 8%. And he played at a bigger program. So, you know what? I'm going to stick with the bigger program guy, I think. He played at LSU. I think if he played at Stanford, he would have really, really good numbers, better than Bernadelle. So I'm going to go Greg Penn III from LSU. I do like drafting from the big programs. And as you can see by my draft, we went Miami, Florida, Clemson, Arizona, Georgia, Penn State. Greg Penn III, the off-ball linebacker, goes to the Patriots in the 7th round. A overall grade. This is one of my better drafts for the Patriots, and we didn't have to make any trades. A grade for Abdul Carter. A- grade for Jaden Higgins. Tate Ratledge, we got a B grade. Jonah Savaiinaea, B- grade. And then we absolutely crushed the middle of this draft. 3 A+ and an A-. We got a great running back in Damien Martinez. Kyle Williams might be the steal of the draft in the 5th round at 144 if he lasts that long. Cameron Jackson, we got a big hulking guy that can play nose in the middle of this defense. R.J. Mickens, the safety, A+ grade. And then Greg Penn, the linebacker. I just want to add a little depth to the linebacker room. Off-ball linebacker, right? Always need some depth there. And he's great at coverage. Guys like Abdul Carter are going to pin their ears back, get after the quarterback, set that edge with the run game. All right, Patriots fans, let me know in the comments. I think this is my best Patriots mock draft so far. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.